Hi, welcome back to Students of Animation. I'm Jackson Bolin. Today I'm going to be going through the do's and don'ts of networking. Networking is something that not all animators consider, but it can be crucial in your career as an animator. The key to networking is getting familiar with and connecting to the community of animators. See, even if you're just talking to your animator buddies on Discord, you're technically networking. Networking doesn't have to be necessarily a formal task. It can be quite the opposite sometimes. The important thing about networking, though, is to grow yourself and to put yourself into the community. Now, let's get into the do's and don'ts of networking. Do reach out to an animator that you look up to, or just might have a question about their shot. In other words, have a reason to reach out. Don't reach out for animators just for the task of it, and even sometimes the same animators at a studio with the same copy-pasted message. When reaching out to fellow animators, the last thing you want to be is disingenuous. And the best way to not seem like a copy-paste bot is to have a reason to reach out. Maybe their most recent shot has a part that you just really liked and you wanted to ask about it. Or maybe they're really good with hands and you have a shot where you practice with hands and you want to see if you can get any notes on that. Maybe it's just asking them how they got into their position in the first place. It's also important to be wary of sending messages to the same people at a studio, especially if it's the same message again and again. It's gonna probably make them feel like their time isn't valued. Do give the animator some time to reply, even if they don't end up replying. Don't send them a new message every day expecting a reply. Animators can have busy schedules. They have to balance everything with their job and their personal life and can make it hard to respond. Most of the time, animators really are willing to respond. They just don't have the time and they're probably not ignoring you. Probably. If you end up pestering them again and again and again, that's probably just gonna make them not to want to respond to you more and makes their time feel even less valued. If you wanna message them again, ask them another question to spark up the conversation. Do keep in touch with some of the animators that do respond and you end up having a nice conversation with them and maybe even build a relationship with them. Don't expect the animator just to automatically become your best friend just because they replied and constantly message them for more responses. When networking with other animators, there is definitely a possibility that you end up building a simple acquaintance or a friendship with them over time as the conversation goes. But just expecting the animator to dedicate time to you and become your best friend is definitely not the way to go. Some of these tips might have ended up seeming obvious, but they're always good to keep in mind. Networking comes to the benefit of everybody, so it's good to keep that in mind when practicing it. But don't get too stressed out. We're all human here, so no need to feel like you're walking a tightrope just to have a conversation with somebody. Hopefully this video gave you some guides when it comes to networking that ended up being to your benefit. And if you liked the video, make sure to hit subscribe, and as always, happy animating. Bye-bye.